Video selling, it's not just about prospecting. We're learning all about using video selling tactics throughout the stages of the sales cycle in this episode of Closing Time. Welcome to Closing Time, the show for go-to-market leaders. I'm Val Riley, Head of Content Marketing for Insightly. Today I'm joined by Tyler Lessard. He is VP of Marketing at Vidyard, host of the Sales Feed podcast, and the author of the book, The Visual Sale. Welcome to the show, Tyler.
Hey, Val. Thanks for having me. It is an absolute pleasure to be here to talk about using video.
Awesome. So, Tyler, I have to admit that I have personally pigeonholed video selling into that first outbound prospecting stage where salespeople are trying to make an early connection. Is that the best use of video?
Well, I will say it is often the first use of video for a lot of sellers. Video messaging within sales has been around for a few years now. And the one thing a lot of salespeople have realized is the opportunity for using video messages inside of emails and even direct in-mails gives them a leg up when it comes to standing out with prospects. And that's really where the idea of video prospecting began. Because one of the biggest challenges we all have right now in prospecting is just getting the attention of individuals, right? There's so much noise. They're getting so many emails. So video works really well for that to help at least create that first conversation. But as you look at the opportunities throughout the sales process, there are, frankly, I think, no stages where video doesn't make sense to use as well, right? At the end of the day, if you can record a short video where you're able to articulate your message more clearly, do a screen share to actually show rather than just tell, there are, literally countless ways you can use it throughout your sales process. And a lot of sellers are starting to learn best practices around that now.
Yeah, one area where I think go-to-market teams struggle, or the ones that I've worked with, are no-shows, right? It's so discouraging. You have this rep's calendar, it's full of discovery calls or demos, and then people just don't get on the call. So can you talk about how video can help with that?
Yeah, it's actually one of the really great use cases. And, whether you've sourced the opportunity with video or they've come in from your website or maybe even your later stage in a process. And to your point, you really want to make sure you get every chance you have to make those live meetings happen. I've found a lot of success with sellers sending a short video message prior to the meeting to recap what to expect in the meeting, what to prepare if necessary, and what outcomes to expect from that upcoming meeting. And a lot of salespeople may do this already using traditional emails, right? Send an email or an automated email, even reminding the prospect about the meeting to increase your show rates at least a little bit. But what we found is by sending this video message, in many ways, it rehumanizes you as an individual. And it makes it a lot more difficult, frankly, for the prospect to just ignore you or to even ghost you, right? There's a lot of power. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of power in guilt. And once they reconnect with you as a real person and they go, oh, yeah, look, that's Val. Oh, yeah, I've got a call with her tomorrow. If they weren't intending to show up, they're now more likely to tell you and say, you know what, we've got to move it. But otherwise, now they become much more inclined to show up for that meeting. And that can actually have a really material impact on how your deal cycles move.
Yeah, it really does humanize it. So I get it for sure. I saw a tactic where you actually coach sales reps to use video maybe in place of a live demo, like it's a Hail Mary, right? Like I'm going to lose this prospect. I can't get them on the phone. I can't reach them or whatever. Let me just see if I can throw something out there in the form of a short demo and it sticks.
Yeah, there's a few different ways to think about it, because when you think about how video can work for you, one of its most beneficial capabilities is, as we had mentioned earlier, its ability to show rather than just tell. And that can be done either via pre-recorded demo videos that your marketing or your sales enablement or solutions consulting teams have created, or even you as a seller. Or they can be done as custom recorded videos with a simple screen share, if you're a software company, where you can maybe record a quick demo walking them through a certain feature or capability and explain it in terms that are more specific to your prospect. And I don't typically recommend this as an alternative to live demos, right? We all know the value of getting a customer on live to walk through, and then discovery becomes just as much a part of that process. But either in the absence of or in addition to that live demo, these recorded either again, ready to go or ones you do yourself, short demo videos can be really, really effective. One instance is when, to your point, maybe we're not able to get everybody aligned on a demo. The customer really wants to see something. Take that time commitment off their plate. Say, you know what? I'm going to record you a short demo. I'm going to walk through the things I know you're most interested in. I'll send it over, have a look at it, share it around with your team, and let me know what you think. And one of the benefits there, not only is it more timely, but it's also something they can easily share with anybody else on their team. The other thing is, if maybe you've had your live demo and questions come up, right? Hey, we didn't get a chance to look at this, or I had a question about how this thing works more specifically. Rather than saying, oh yeah, let's schedule another call and hop on, what you can do is, again, say, you know what? That's a great question. Just give me a minute. I'm going to record a quick video for you to show you that in a little bit more detail. And then when you send that over, same sort of benefits. They can watch it immediately, they can share it around with others, and you can keep that deal moving forward without having to play calendar tag and phone tag, and ultimately really respecting the way that people want to buy these days.
Yeah, Tyler, I really love that tip because, when you ask a question and they don't have an answer right away, some junior sales reps get nervous, they get flustered, but that really gives them not only a great way to answer that question, but incorporate it into a really engaging follow-up.
Yeah. Yeah, even that simple notion of, if somebody does ask you a question during a meeting and, to your point, you're not able to answer it, you can be really explicit in that and say, you know what, afterwards I'll send you a short video to really clearly explain that, because I can't do it justice right now, and there's something I want to show you as part of it as well. So there's a little bit of a get out of jail free card, but also it does give you that time to say, you know what, I'm going to answer this in the best way that I can. I'm going to share something on the screen. I'm going to walk through something, or maybe we already have a video that explains it really clearly. So yeah, lots of benefits to doing this for both the seller and the buyer, which is what makes it really great.
So let's keep going down the funnel a little bit. I saw your team talk about a proposal walkthrough video, and I have never heard of that before, but I do think it's quite brilliant. So, you get a proposal and then sometimes maybe it stalls a bit. So do you find that these proposal walkthrough videos maybe prevent that from stalling? And then, how do they work? How long should they be?
This is such a great use case, and I have to give credit where credit is due. This came from a lot of our customers who had told us about how they're using it when we discovered it. It wasn't something we had initially really thought of. And we heard from more and more that they were saying, I never send a proposal without including a video. And much like the demo scenario, I don't preach that you should just send a video instead of doing a live walkthrough of your proposal. You should always still be trying to do that wherever you can. But then as you go to send the actual proposal, whether it's a DocuSign or a PDF or whatever it happens to be, think about the process that's about to happen, right? That's going to land in your champion's inbox. And they are more than likely going to have to forward that around to other individuals for review and sign off. And in that case, there may very well be individuals who weren't really close to the deal process, who may not have been on any live calls, and who are probably going to have some more questions that may end up stalling. And by recording a short video to go along with it, it allows you to add those key contextual elements that you normally would if you had been able to chat with those people for 3 or 4 minutes, right? So what you can do is a really simple video, just reintroducing yourself for those who maybe haven't met you, right? So now you're actually earning trust with people you never got on a live call. Walking through, recapping the problems, right? That's really important. You can say, through our discovery, we learned A, B, and C, right? And these are big challenges for your organization. And we agreed that if we can solve these, then this benefit is going to come from it. And that is why we are suggesting X, Y, and Z in this proposal. And there's an additional line item here for services because you indicated that you want to have this up and running in 30 days, whatever it is, right? But it gives you that opportunity to clearly explain what's in here, why it is, to help reinforce it with any others that it may get forwarded along to. You can also quickly, proactively address anything that are common issues, right? It may be, and for those of you in finance taking a look at this, you'll notice that on page 4, this clause here, I often get questions about that. And let me just let you know, here's why it's there and what it really means. So it's a really simple thing that you can do, but I've heard from many different sellers that it has helped them increase their close rates and help them get the deals over the line faster because they don't have to get into those back and forth to explain things or to re-articulate things to others beyond just the champion.
It's funny that you mentioned the finance guy, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Gosh, if we could preempt some of those questions that finance is going to have and, just speed that process along, that would be great. So I really love that tactic. But let's move on. Let's say we've closed a deal, right? Which is great. And then, there's nothing more awkward than that handoff call, right? Where your sales rep is kind of like, hey, I'm done with you. Don't call me, call this guy. And it's not the intention, but I saw you propose a video solution there too. So can you talk us through that?
Yeah, this is another simple way, right? People love to get to know the people they're going to be working with. They want to feel that sense of camaraderie, rapport, and trust. And so today we always think of like two options. One is I can send an email and copy that person, and then, they can try to schedule a call. Or number two, we actually try to set up a video call and I do a live handoff so they can get to meet them, right? That second one sounds great. But again, most customers are going to be like, I don't need to schedule time just to meet this individual. Is there a better way? And honestly, I think that better way is recording a simple video, right? What a lot of our users will do is hop on actually a Zoom together. So the current rep and the handoff and maybe an SE if needed will hop on a little Zoom. They'll record it and so they can do it together. And they'll say, hey, this is me. I want to introduce this individual. They're going to be working with you. They can introduce themselves, talk a little bit. And then when they're done, they download that Zoom recording, drag it into their Vidyard folder and send it over, right, via email. And so they've now got this little video that they can watch. And it's just, again, these simple little motions where that doesn't take any more than 5 minutes to do, right? This isn't like producing a video. This is just hitting record and speaking naturally. But these micro moments of connection really add up to just giving a much better buyer experience and setting a bar for how it is that you work as an organization.
That would really make me as a buyer feel like my time was valued and we were super efficient too. So yeah. I like that at all levels. Okay, so now again, we're going even farther down the sales funnel into like upsell or cross sell. So is it just kind of like the same process starts all over again in terms of like a customer success rep pinging a sales rep for maybe an upsell cross sell opportunity?
I think the bigger opportunity here for using things like video messages is for that customer success or account manager to be using short videos frequently with their customers to make sure that they keep, themselves top of mind and to make sure they kind of keep that rapport building going. Because what often happens with a lot of customer success reps is that, they'll have a new customer, they'll onboard them, and things will get up and running, and then there'll be a couple emails here and there, but 6 months will go by and you'll realize, geez, they haven't seen my face, they haven't heard my voice, right? Like we haven't had any live conversations, probably because they haven't had any big problems, which is good. But you're no longer really top of mind. They don't necessarily remember you as a human and as a real person, and those things can be really important. So I encourage customer success and account managers to think about that. Say, hey, periodically send a short video message to your customer, whether it's to deliver a message you were going to send via an email, and now just do it in a quick video so that you're present. Or if you want to walk them through things, right? Like, hey, we just launched this cool new feature. I thought you might enjoy it. I made you a quick video here just to show you how it would work for you so that you can clearly understand it, and maybe this will help. Again, these are all like these micro moments of connection that we can now create through quickly recorded videos that we couldn't really ever do before without tools like this. So that's how I think about it in that customer success role. And again, the sort of intangible benefits of that rapport building, that being top of mind, I think it go a long way to building a long-lasting relationship.
All right, so micro moments of connection. I think that's my big takeaway from using video through all phases of the sales funnel. Any final thoughts, Tyler?
For a lot of sellers out there, this is new, right? This idea of like recording and sending video messages. And it's different from hopping on a live video call where you're having a more natural conversation. And so what I really encourage folks out there to do is just start trying this. There's free tools out there where you can now just record, send simple videos. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. You can use it internally with your peers, with your boss, with your employees. Again, as a way to just start to get more comfortable with making video messages and being on camera. And I have no doubt this is a skill set you'll use for, frankly, the rest of your career. So now's the time, but you don't have to be a video producer. It's about connection, not perfection. So just get at it.
I love that thought so much. I think we can do a whole nother episode on that, Tyler, if you'll join me again real soon.
I would love to, Val. Thank you.
And thanks to you all for joining us for this episode of Closing Time. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss an episode. Take care.